ஓகே, வெல்கம் பேக். எங்களுடைய அடுத்த பாட்காஸ்ட். இதில் வந்து நான் தமிழையும் பேசுவேன், ஆனால் அதிகமாக இங்கிலீஷில் தான் பேச போகிறேன். ஸோ இன்றைக்கி வந்து ஒரு அழகான ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான டாபிக் பேச போகிறோம். என்னென்னா, இப்போ நிறையா இடத்துல வந்து நம்மளை வந்து முஸ்லீம்ஸை வந்து ரொம்ப டெரரிஸ்ட் மாதிரி பார்க்குறாங்க. தே கிவ் அஸ் அ வெரி பேட் இமேஜ் as a terrorist. But yeah, டிவியில் even in movies, especially in Tamil movies. So நிறைய இடங்கள்ல வந்து டெரரிஸ்ட் as this Islamic phobia, but even then people are still converting.
Reverting, you mean?
Yeah. It's a better word.
Okay.
Your people are reverting to Islam. And why is that so?
மேபி அவங்க வந்து டீப்பாக ரிசர்ச் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க நம்மளோட இஸ்லாம் மதத்தை பற்றி.
Yeah, maybe we should ask the person who actually reverted. It's Noor Rehana Elias Varena. Welcome to our show. Thank you so much.
Hello.
I think you need to come forward, or maybe you have to bring the mic closer to yourself.
Yeah, to yourself.
Okay. So, okay lah. This one standard question one lah. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you like a news reader. Okay, I'm just going to talk to you like that. Okay.
Yeah.
My first standard question is, why you convert? Okay. Maybe I give you option. Option A is because you have extra holiday. Hey, but even then cannot what? Because Chinese New Year got...
Hari puasa.
Yeah, Chinese New Year got 2 days, no? Good Friday, Christmas also. Okay. You say lah. Okay.
For me, it was more of like a calling. But I think over the past decade, it was like a build-up of things. Because I realized around me, I have a lot of Muslim friends. And like, I have a God family. I call them a God family because I've been staying with them for quite a while back then. When I used to run away from home.
Oi. Okay.
But it was 10 years ago, okay?
Yeah.
So they kindly enough took me in. And I stayed with them for about a year or so. And that's where I started picking up like the Malay language.
Okay.
And then I noticed their culture more, like became more observant about it. Because I think I used to be quite oblivious about other race.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying about this calling. Actually, who called you?
Yeah.
Calling. Actually, right, everyone who actually converted, they always say they had a calling. I'm very, very curious to know about the word calling. What calling is that
And
actually
which number they call?
Attracted? You don't listen to him. He's always like that. Okay, so what is that calling that actually, in your heart that actually not called? How do you actually describe that?
It's funny because like I went for classes at Darul Akam because I wanted to find out more. So a fellow classmate also, he's a born Muslim. So he asked me this question as well. Like he realized like, how is it like what is this calling like? Is it like what you see in the movies where suddenly there are signs that you see and stuff? But for me it wasn't like that. It was more of a feeling, like a sense of longing. I was just a brief summary. Like, I was going through a tough period.
Okay.
So I just thought, I needed Allah. Like not God, Allah. Yeah, because
You mean that Allah word immediately came to you? Mashallah.
yeah. And
That is because of your surroundings.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Also,
okay,
yeah. But because I used to, I wouldn't say jump religion, but I've been here, been there. Like I've been through Buddhism, Christianity, Catholicism, and I just feel like I don't know. Like,
But prior to that, did you do any research? Like you read up, or
Islam, is it?
Yeah, about Islam, or maybe you run through the Quran, their tafsir and everything.
No. No, even though I had my God family, they didn't try to force Islam on me. Like they didn't really talk about it. So I just observed. But
So your God family is
Muslim.
okay.
They're Muslim, Malay Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm also very thankful for them. So they've helped me through some of the toughest times, and I observed that, and I feel that the Muslim people around me that I've been with around like through my whole life, they're just generous, nothing but generous, and like genuine people. Maybe it's just me lucky. I know I've heard some other stories as well, but
Okay.
So I'm very, very thankful. Yeah, but because of that feeling, like just that sudden calling.
Okay.
Yeah, then you know what? I was lying on my bed actually, so I got up and you know what? Let's just search about Islam classes and let me, find out more about Islam before I decide to really commit myself to it. Because it's not like, hey, I want to join Islam, join already, and after that, if I back out, Yeah.
Anyway, how young are you?
27 this year.
Wow.
Okay. Very
But,
young.
all this while we know people who convert because they want to get married, get married to a Muslim. But convert as in they will still convert lah, but they convert
Revert.
also. Revert. No,
Revert,
the one I'm talking is really convert. You know why? They will convert just for the namesake,
Okay.
just to get married. Okay,
Right,
That's the people that I know. But I know you before you come to podcast because you were my ex-colleague. So I saw the change in you. You started praying and you started fasting and all. Then it was like a very, very big surprise for us. You know?
I remember you saw me in Tudong. You're like,
Yeah, I was very shocked. I thought you were not feeling well, covering your head. So now I want to ask you. Now I want to ask you. People will normally ask me this question. I want to put it across. Now I want to ask you. You masuk Melayu already now. Yalah, people
Masuk Melayu,
Masuk
what?
Melayu means you convert to Melayu already lah. No, this is the typical question where I get also.
okay.
Okay. Normally when when I take a cab or what, uncle, what's your name, boy? Ansari, you Indian yeah, uncle, I speak Tamil.
My race is Indian.
Yeah,
My religion is Islam.
That means you masuk Melayu Uncle, what's got Melayu to do?
Nobody
with
ever said that to me.
Maybe not yet lah,
Maybe
because
Okay.
maybe the color I darker tone so they try to tackle me or what lah. So these are the questions which I will normally get. But to be true or to be very frank, it is the Indians who actually all of us, even the Saudis, to put it across, we were all reverts. Our ancestors back then, how many great grandfather, they were not Muslims, and then they revert back. Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you will definitely agree to it also lah. Correct. So, what was I saying? Actually, I also forget what I want to
You
say.
let her talk lah. About
Wait lah, I
her
want to tell her
journey.
something.
You
Wait.
every time masuk.
Wait lah.
Cakap masuk Melayu.
Masuk Melayu that part.
That's why I see I give you the keyword
So
masuk.
to Singapore, when Islam started spreading, so it spreaded to the nearest countries which are India, China. Then from there, people travel to Singapore.
Right. Yeah.
So in a way, I will be very proud to say that we Indian Muslims were one of the first earliest to become
Founders.
not founders. I wouldn't say founders.
No, not founders.
We were the earliest to revert back to Islam. Then only the later part. I mean, who knows, your great grandfather in China or what could be a Muslim also. So now talking about Masuk Melayu. So did your parents? But this one very important. Did your parents
Oppressed.
were they against it?
They weren't aware.
Oh, I see.
Until now?
Of course, they over the time they saw me changing, and of course when I started wearing the hijab, yeah.
Well, now you become terrorist already.
No, it's more of like I know because my dad's a very I wouldn't say staunch, but he truly believes in Buddhism. He's a Buddhist, yeah, and I think my sister and me when my mom was still around. My mom has passed,
Okay, sorry.
we were brought up in like a more of a Catholic Christian kind of mindset. Yeah, so I think my sister still believes in Jesus and God.
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, I don't know. Like I said, I've jumped from one religion to the other, trying to find like a sense of home. But when it comes to Islam, everything the more I found out about it, it just made.
It's one thing that when
It's
like
quite
when you
difficult.
go out,
Yeah.
you have to actually source for halal food.
Yeah.
So for me, it was relatively easy because I'm not much of a meat eater and I don't really eat pork. Yeah, so for me to forgo pork, I'm okay. Yeah, but for my family, then like there was this one incident where we had a big fight lah. So it got very ugly and like we all went out. We were supposedly eating dinner together, but my sister lah, she didn't want. She wanted like a specific place, which is tak halal. Yeah, so then I was like, I waited the whole day for you with my daughter also, and then you guys were doing your things. I just waited just for us to have dinner together because my dad doesn't stay with us.
Okay.
He doesn't stay here, so basically I only stay with my siblings. Yeah, so for my dad to be back, I waited to like have family time together, the whole family. Yeah, but it didn't happen lah. And I was quite upset about it. Yeah, so I walked off. Yeah, I
So you
walked off.
didn't have any food?
No, because my sister told me that you want, you can go and eat at Sri San nearby while they go and eat their things. I travel all the
that's
way
sad,
there
ah.
to go and eat
That's
prata. I mean, I know Sri San don't only serve prata, but like, you know.
I totally get you. I
Yeah.
totally feel you that, you know, you waited the whole day and then you wanted to spend time with your family.
Exactly.
And
I was
then
doing
this thing has
nothing
to
literally.
happen and
Yeah, I was sitting on the sofa just scrolling my phone for like hours and hours, just waiting to spend time with my family. Like even if we don't talk, it's just there, everybody together. But
now
it
food is a
happen
very
lah.
big problem for you also. Not locally, but even if you travel also, it's going to be a very, very big problem
I
for you.
recently traveled to
Yeah, like yourself.
Yeah. For me, I must have Indian food. I hands down. I cannot eat any other food. I wasn't brought up like that. So I have to have my Indian food lah. My tongue must eat Indian food lah. So I find it very difficult when I travel. And somehow if it's not halal, then it's a very big problem for me. I am brought up like that. So I think now you will face this.
I traveled to Cambodia in October and like I tried to do research, but the area that I went to in Phnom Penh, right, they didn't really have much halal options. Because I even specifically went into Facebook to join like local expats group or whatever, and then I asked like any halal recommendations. I'm so sorry.
What happened to you?
No, I'm very sensitive to like smoke.
Hey, who's smoking? Nobody's smoking. What?
There's like some smell.
Oh, is it? I also don't know. Never mind.
Humidifier or something. Yeah.
No, later I buy for you chocolate, okay?
Okay, so yeah, but the areas that were being suggested to me were all more rural, which I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
Okay.
And honestly, Islam is very simple. It's all got to do with your niyat. So as long as you really no choice due to circumstances, you just baca Bismillah and then you makan lah.
It's very nice to hear that word from you, Bismillah.
Yes.
Like, you know,
So soothing to the ears.
there's Facebook, there's a meme, they call it. I like your accent. Can you say that again?
There he goes again.
No, I know what you're talking about. But
No, you know, at certain times when not at certain times, most of the times when I see a revert brother or sister, I'm actually so jealous of them. Because
too.
we find them that I'm a Muslim, I'm a born Muslim, but
yes.
certain things that I am not doing. Whereas I see a revert brother or sister, they are fulfilling their
duties.
duties.
So I wouldn't say jealous, but
Paise.
uh,
A bit
look
paise.
up. I will look up. I will look up to them. I try to engage, and if there's some kind of learning, which they share, I would want to take it in.
yeah.
So
That's actually a great blessing of Allah, which is given to our revert brothers and sisters.
yes.
So you must be very, very, very thankful.
Yeah.
I think I read this somewhere online. Like for
Wait, I never
reverts.
copy from any book.
No,
I just came out, I just tell you.
Whatever I'm about to say, like I read it somewhere online. I can't remember where, but they said that reverts are very blessed because we are directly guided by Allah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Correct.
what came from my heart is coming from your mouth. So it
Yes.
connects.
Yes. It's definitely His guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you have already reverted, what is the contrast or what is the difference between Verena and Nur Rehana?
Honestly, not much difference in my day-to-day life. Not much difference, but I would say I'm more at peace with myself and with things around me. Yeah, like I try not to. I don't know. I just try to instill a bit of like things that I learned from Islam, like sabar. I still have issue with that because like I'm quite
Oh,
impatient.
that's the most.
Yeah, but I try my best to sabar. Yeah.
Okay. Patience will always be tested.
But
That's,
Yeah. But patience is a virtue.
yeah.
yeah. You wanted to say
Dressing
something?
modestly
Yeah.
is an issue lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you saw how I wore to work.
Yeah. My
The
dad
Chinese
used to say that if you marry a Chinese lady, you will not have to spend so much on her clothing because she doesn't wear that much. I mean, he was just joking about it lah, but you know, so to relate to whatever you were saying, you know I actually saw how you dressed up,
Yeah.
and how after that what was the change and everything, you know,
Yeah.
that's a very big difference.
Yeah, a lot of people like looking at me.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
let me be very frank that even some of our Muslim sisters, they don't even wear tudung. I am not any proud of saying about that, lah, but I feel ashamed that some of our Muslim sisters, they are not wearing tudung. But whereas I see a revert sister, the moment she reverts, that's it. Everything totally changed. Her diet, her dressing, her wardrobe, and everything totally changed.
I think it's because we want it. Like we said, Allah directly guided us, and
Yes.
we chose it. So that intensity of iman would be greater than a born Muslim. I feel lah, but yeah, that's just my opinion lah.
I want to ask you, were you judged? Like, from like, you used to have friends. I mean, you used to have Chinese friends or, friends who are not Muslim. Were you judged? Were you like, in this era now, people tend to judge us in all sorts of ways. So were you judged? Were you like, hey, why you go and, convert?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Everybody was very happy for me, and I was quite surprised, especially coming from my non-Muslim friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
That means they are very supportive lah.
But I think maybe I have this one girlfriend that she told me, Mimi, don't touch please. I have this one girlfriend that she told me like there were signs along the way, and she's a non-Muslim, so I don't know what sign she was talking about, but somehow she knew that I would go towards I would lean towards this path in a way.
It means
Yeah.
she saw your signs, your okay.
Whatever it is that she saw, but she like kind of knew like, oh, it's expected for her. Yeah, so she wasn't that surprised, and I'm like, okay. Yeah.
One personal question. What if one day when your daughter grows up and she says that she wants to convert into another religion, what would you actually tell her, or what would you actually do? Ding, ding, ding. I mean, it's just for discussion sake lah. I mean, it won't happen, but I'm just asking you.
Initially, when I just entered Islam, with just surface level knowledge of it, right? My mindset was that, okay, I'm gonna let my daughter decide what she wants. I don't want to force her into any religion, because like me, my parents brought me into this religion, that religion, and end up I found my calling in Islam. Yeah, so my mindset was, you know what, I'm just gonna bring her up in a Muslim environment, a Muslim household, but eventually it's up to her to decide. But the more I learn and understand more about Islam, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm just supposed to guide her to Islam.
Yes.
So I'll just do my best to share with her what I know about Islam, and like probably share with her situations or things that happened that made me love Islam more. Yeah. So in hopes that it will gear her back to Allah lah. Yeah.
It's a very, very diplomatic answer. But if let's say, for example, I'm from another religion, and just for the sake of saying, I say I want to convert, I'm going to tell my father that I'm going to convert into another religion.
Habis.
He will slit my throat. And even if I'm not dead,
Before answering.
she will come and stab on my throat. She will kill me. No, we are brought up in such a way that we know what's the truth.
Yeah.
So, if let's say any of your friends or anyone of your friends or relatives or whoever you know, they want to convert or they want to revert back to Islam, what would you tell them, or what would be your best advice to them?
Don't say advice. What would your best words for them?
I would just ask them to find out more for themselves first, instead of hearing other people's perspective or like opinions. do your own research. Know what you want exactly, and hold on to that why you are converting or reverting to Islam. Yeah.
Okay, I love this answer because
Yeah, very unique.
Islam is for sure not to be forced to anyone.
Yeah.
So they have to do their own research in
Yeah.
order to know what is Islam all about.
Yeah, so like for me, I went to research, and the more I learn about it, like I said, the more it made sense to me, the more it makes me feel home. It just feels right. So I just, went for it.
Very nice knowing
Nicely
your revert story, maybe which is true. That was a calling, and until now I will say that I feel ashamed of myself to be compared to a revert, because they are very blessed, because they are directly guided by the Almighty. Anyway, thank you so much for taking your time and coming here to share your wonderful story. May Allah bless you.
I mean,
And I know sooner or later you're going to get married with your partner.
inshallah.
Inshallah. Ameen.
Yeah, ameen, ameen.
And with that, we will catch you in another episode of Nurul Huda Podcast.
This is Nurul Huda Podcast, your weekly dosage of interesting and inspiring stories.